What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are back with Death Stranding 2. Gonna be fast forwarding through some stuff, heading over, making delivery before we continue on with the main story. As always, we do have a co-pilot for this video, a cuddly little guy sitting behind me. He's bringing some class to the video. Little Gilligan sitting on the back of my chair. He might crawl to the front of my chair and crawl onto me while we're in the middle of this video, and he'll drool on me a little bit because the little goober drools all the time. He's such a good boy. If anybody's going to ask the question, well, wait a minute, AJ, how is he bringing class to the video? He's a tuxedo cat. It's a joke. It's a shitty joke, but it's a joke. We are trying something new today. Last video, I had to cut the commentary a little early. My I have cat hair in my mouth. My OBS was saying that there was problems with encoding or whatever, which could have been causing the weird desync that I've been noticing. That I've been fighting for the longest time. That I start recording and at some point the commentary becomes desynced from what I'm seeing. So then I have to go in. I have to like minutely change all the commentary and try and fix it, and it ends up taking something that should be a quick, almost 10-minute edit to make sure everything lines up, and then, send the video out to something almost to an hour, because I have to try and edit down, just every time I open my mouth, I have to make sure it lines up with where it should be in the video. But apparently it was an encoding issue or something. From what I was able to tell from some Google searches, it just, the two things I did, I swapping OBS to encode using my hardware should help, along with boosting the priority for my RAM. So hopefully that'll fix it.
I will never know how you managed to track this down, but I am grateful to have it back.
Hopefully the weather is a little more consistent than it was yesterday, too. I was sitting around yesterday just like splitting fucking headache.
Maybe you'll find something of interest you can use.
I know the weather down in Florida, it's like there's like an hour every day where it rains, but it's one of the weird things about Indiana. We have that kind of weather that it's like it can go from sunny to rainy to snowy to back to sunny, all within the span of 2 hours.
The rod extends with a quick
really makes my head hurt.
And can be used to stun enemies over a wide area. It can also be thrown like a javelin, though you won't be able to retrieve the rod after doing so. A thrown rod will release a burst of electricity when it strikes the ground. And no bandit can shrug off a direct hit from this bad boy. Test it out, and you'll see.
Order completed. Well done.
Alright, I think now is the time we start our trip back home to pick up with the main story. Because you know me, I love just making random deliveries. I'll probably say it every freaking video, but man, it's just I love making deliveries in these games. There's just something so relaxing about it to me. And I know I'm not the only one, and I know it's divisive among a lot of people. I think I saw... who was it? Moist Critical. You know, I think I saw him playing this game, and he was making fun of just how, oh, great, it's another mission where I gotta go and travel, and I got to, you know, I just gotta move cargo and everything. I like that. I very much enjoy it. I think, well, I saw some video yesterday, where somebody pointed out the fact that there's actually a fourth wall break in the first game, where at the end of kind of like the first act, when you get to Port Knot City, and you have your first boss fight with Higgs, where he actually makes fun of the fact that, you know, you enjoying the grind, you know, or, you know, let's break up the monotony and have a boss fight or what, you know, whatever, where it's more of a traditional video game experience. And I think that's it's a really funny fourth wall break, and B, I think that's true. I think, you know, it does break away from, this game really does kind of spit in the face of more of a traditional video game sort of loop and experience, because it takes something that's so monotonous and that shouldn't be as interesting as it is, and makes you focus on it. You're supposed to grind and travel and everything. Yeah, I understand I fast forward through a lot of it, just because I'm also, you know, I have a viewing audience who's watching me talk and everything, and this video series can't be, you know, 30,000 videos long. But, so I have to make some, you know, what's the word? I have to make some concessions. There we go, that's the word. But part of the game is just kind of to make you sit in the world and think and travel and almost creates this spiritual feeling as you're traveling in the world. I don't know, maybe I'm up my own ass. Like I said, maybe I'm up my own ass for this, but I god damn it, I effing love this game. See, if you notice when you when you shower in this game, supposedly it cures Sam's sunburn. I really kind of want to play this game and not shower and everything. You know, kind of just on my own, like do a separate playthrough where I don't shower or anything like that. And I want to see, like, does Sam like progressively get really sunburned in the game? I'm not the only one who loves it when games do that. When you're coming out from underground, they take time to kind of put that effect in to try and give you that sense of, oh, I'm coming outside, and, you know, it's for that first couple seconds it's bright, and, you know, I have trouble seeing, and then I like that. It's a super simple effect, but it's just something about it.
Intrusion detected. Intrusion detected. Level 5 alert. Multiple unidentified armed hostiles inbound. Your shelter is under attack.
They're in danger. I gotta get back.
You know, for a warning kind of sound, I feel like bum 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 isn't the sound that I want. I'd want more of like an alarm. All right, and this is where it gets weird. I really love the design of these robots.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah, I love the design. You know, their heads have kind of like the Odradek sort of look to them. The red, you know, just the deep red with that kind of, you see some of the tar still kind of on the body because they come out of the tar. It looks so sick. Yeah, does not work with these guys. If you want to take them out stealth, you need to wait until a good chunk later in the game, or at least, like, if you want to hand-to-hand stealth these guys, you need to wait till later on in the game when you get the, crap, what are they called? They're the combat gloves, essentially. You can use those to do something called breakdown. So essentially, against human enemies, you sneak up behind them and you kind of like hit them with a stun gun. That is your hand. But the robots, I believe, take them out. From what I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Yeah, breakdown takes out the robots. I think the thing that I'm sitting here trying to remember, it's because the robots don't show up. I'm not going to say they don't show up frequently. It's just if you play like I do, where you spend a lot more time facing the human enemies, trying to get resources and everything to build out the roads and all that, you just, I don't know. I just sort of forget exactly how these guys work sometimes. Again, I feel like that's not exactly true, but Essentially what I'm saying is I suck at video games. So there you go. And at this point, I just decided, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna drive through. You know, I'll give this game some massive credit here. I'm doing it really shittily here, but there's actually combat on the bike. You know, like shooting and driving is actually pretty good in this game. I love this dude with the sword, but I sit here and go, is this a reference to Raiden? He was Gray Fox in the first Metal Gear Solid. Is it Raiden? I can't remember. I know he's a fan favorite character in Metal Gear. I'm talking about the cyborg samurai ninja dude. For some reason, I am blanking on his name. To say, I'm just saying, so like, what the fuck was that?
What was his deal?
That was weird. Like, no questions, no, just, alright.
Gunfire detected at your shelter. Destruction of personal database confirmed.
You know, it's weird. Maybe we don't stop. It's going, gunshots detected at your house. Maybe we don't stop to listen to that announcement. Maybe we, keep going. I think I saw that. I think it's that, like, oranges kind of like strand or whatever that's kind of like floating in the air. I was like, is there like an event or something over there? Given this too, the bike just feels really slow. I think though that might be my my unwillingness to use the boost.
Okay, just a bit further now. Nobody's home.
I kind of like how we get to see the... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I kind of like how we get to see the actual, like, descent into the
Not too far from the shelter.
into the shelters. I think that's really cool. It was something that we really didn't get to see in the first game. We didn't get to see, like, you know, like we saw their little, like, airlocks or whatever, but we never really saw how these things kind of, like, functioned. You know, like, how they, like, descended into the ground and whatnot. It's just... we get to see more of that in this game, and I personally really like that. Again, it just flushes out the world a touch.
What the hell happened?
Lou. I patched you up the best I could. What happened to Lou?
We were attacked. It all happened so fast.
If your question is, because I'm trying to remember when it hit me, and I'm trying to think if I've mentioned it in the series yet. That, wait a minute, why is Quiet's body not all shriveled? Because, you know, because of her whole thing with Higgs in the first game. You know, the story that she tells in the first game, how, you know, all that. It is explained how... Sorry if it seems like I dived out there mid-sentence. I'm still getting these weird, like, encoding issues in OBS. I think it might be because I'm trying to... I don't know, like, my computer should be fine to, you know, play a video while I sit and record commentary or something. I don't know. I'm working on a fix, don't worry. If you don't see me again for the rest of the day, I apologize, that's why. But no, as I was about to say, and this is really clever, she's going up through the like, cargo dumbwaiter. I thought that was cool. But yeah, like I was saying, it is explained why her body's all healed. It is explained later on in the game, and I think it's actually kind of cool. We get to introduce to a really neat character. Probably I go back and forth between my favorite and second favorite new character. But yes, like I said, it is explained. Hey, Fragile, just gonna say this. Maybe, just maybe, this is why we drive vehicles with more than one wheel.
I tried to jump us out of there. But I could only take my equipment with me. And I couldn't possibly think of Blue like that. There was no way for the two of us to escape together. The best I could hope for was to jump Blue out. Just Blue.
Anyone catch that little musical motif in the background? It's that do 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 do.
I couldn't
Do
protect you.
do do do. It's that.
I am so
Sorry, you know me. I love music and shit like that. That was. I didn't notice that the first time. That was really good. They use that musical motif a lot in this game. So for the rest of the game, or at least as far as I've played, they treat Lou like he's dead. Or she, sorry. I believe it's she. Sam seems to almost kind of hold out hope that they're still alive, but not really.
Sam,
I have a theory about this. I think Lou is alive, but she's on the other side. And I'll get more into it when we see the villain.
She's dead.
Oh, okay, never mind. He says she's dead. I still have a theory that she's not. I think she's on the other side. And that they'll be reconnected by the end of the game. I have a theory, but I have no idea.
there was no way for the two of us to escape together. Escape together. The best I could hope for was to jump Lou out. Just Lou.
again, the tar and everything, I still, like I said, I still think that Lou's on the other side. You know, we get to see the whole thing of him being a repatriate. This is all really good, kind of showing Sam's mental state after this kind of... you know, Kojima hasn't come out and did anything kind of like Druckmann did with Last of Us 2, but I can definitely see kind of a very different theme for this game compared to the first one, you know, and where the first one was kind of like reconnecting and there's hope in the world and there's all this stuff that, you know, connections are what's going to save us from everything. With this game, it's kind of more about loss, and there's a lot more downtrodden tone to a lot of it. But I think even that kind of overarching, kind of like more universal theme from the first game, where we get, I think, a little bit more of that, you know, but there's still good in the world. There's still reason to continue to live, even though you've lost.
I know there's nothing I can do to make
a whole thing. I don't know.
I know.
You'll see as we go. I very much enjoy kind of how they handle this. I think it's done very well. Very. There's a lot of time and respect put into Sam's mental state, why he's doing what he's doing. Just, I very much enjoy it.
Sam, stop hurting yourself. Please.
It shows all the times that he's actually done it. He actually pulled the trigger. Although the question is where he would have done it, because there still would have been a void out. You know, like a big crater or something.
Nothing but sadness and regret.
Eh.
You can't go on like this.
Question is, what's up with his hair?
Come take a walk.
There's like a visual gag that happens later with it. Don't worry about it.
Come meet my crew, Sam. It's time for you to hit the road and start a new journey.
And yeah, that was the whole episode. Yeah, and you're seeing the tears and everything because they're suffering from dooms. It's a reaction. We're not done with a lot of scenes. I just feel, you know, this was kind of like a good stopping point as we hit this next chapter. Give us a time to go through the corpus. There will be times, you know, like there's a lot to go through because, you know, we've got, I think, like another 10 minutes of this video. Yeah, we're going to go through all this. So if you want to, you know, pause and read, get a whole lot of stuff, feel free, go ahead. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Social media in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll pick up here in the next one. Hopefully, I'll have all this OBS stuff figured out what's going on with it and all that. And I will see you in the next one. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. I'm out.